The Bible prophesied about Egypt. But before prophesying about Egypt, God prophesied against Sidon, Moab, Ammon, Edom, Philistia. These very nations, including, that is, Sidon. God declared he would utterly destroy them. They would no longer be a nation. Indeed, these nations ceased to exist as nations. Sidon, Moab, Ammon, Edom, Philistia. These nations can no longer be found. Their people have vanished entirely. They no longer exist. They have become dust in history. Yet, Father, there's one nation mentioned in prophecy. What about Egypt? In that era, Egypt was a mighty superpower. Whenever we mention Egypt, we immediately think of the pyramids, and recall it as one of the 4 great ancient civilizations. But did God prophesy to completely destroy Egypt? In the Bible, God said, Egypt shall become a lowly kingdom. God did not utterly annihilate it, but rather humbled it, making it a weak nation. Indeed, Egypt today is considered a relatively weak nation in Africa, insignificant among nations. Yet, it boasts a long and rich history. The Father allowed it to become a weak nation. Why did it become weak? Because of one particular event. Whenever Egypt is mentioned, its pharaoh comes to mind, extremely arrogant. The pharaoh arrogantly declared, "The Nile River is my creation." Brothers and sisters, how arrogant is that? He said, "The Nile River is my creation." Let's read this again. He claimed the Nile was his own creation. Brothers and sisters, isn't that extreme arrogance? He said, "The Nile River is my creation." Because of this arrogance, God allowed him to remain proud. So please take note. Indeed, such arrogance existed. The Nile River. Yes, in Ezekiel chapter 29, verse 10, in the 10th year. On the 12th day of the 10th month, the word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, prophesy against Pharaoh king of Egypt and against all Egypt. Say, thus says the sovereign Lord, I am against you, Pharaoh king of Egypt. You great monster lying among your streams. You who say, my Nile is my own, I made it for myself. Because you said, the Nile is mine. I made it. He claimed, the Nile is my creation. Brothers and sisters, which ruler ever dared claim, the Nile is my creation? Such extreme pride. Therefore, God said, he is exceedingly proud. So how did God deal with this Pharaoh of Egypt? God responded directly to Pharaoh's words. Because Pharaoh said, the Nile is my creation. Therefore, it belongs to me. Therefore, I am against you and your streams. I will make the land of Egypt desolate from Migdol to Syene, as far as its ancient borders. No human will pass through it, nor will any animal traverse it. For 40 years, it will be uninhabited. I will make Egypt the most desolate among desolate lands. For 40 years, its cities will become the most ruined among ruined cities. I will scatter the Egyptians among the nations, and disperse them throughout the lands. This means God decreed Egypt would lie desolate for 40 years. During the time of the prophet Ezekiel, Egypt's major cities were laid waste. But would God utterly destroy Egypt? As stated here, thus says the sovereign Lord. After 40 years, I will gather the Egyptians from the nations where they were scattered. God would disperse Egypt among the nations. After 40 years, God had mercy on Egypt, and for 40 years, Egypt was no longer a nation. Its people were scattered among the nations, and became a nation of slaves. After the 40 years were fulfilled, God gathered Egypt, for Egypt had ceased to be a nation. When the 40 years were completed, God caused the Egyptians to return to the land of Egypt and re-establish it as a nation. I will restore the captives of Egypt, and bring them back to their ancestral land, Pathros. There they will become the lowliest of nations. I will make them the lowest among the nations, and they will never again rise above the other nations. I will make them weak, so they will never again rule over other nations. Egypt will no longer be a support for Israel. Whenever the house of Israel trusts in Egypt, they will remember their sin. Then they will know that I am the sovereign Lord. Indeed, does Egypt still exist? Indeed, it exists. Egypt was once very powerful. But isn't Egypt now a very weak nation? Yes, truly a weak nation. Egyptians themselves consider Egypt a nation of ancient civilization. But in terms of economic strength, it amounts to nothing. As for the pyramids, they are merely symbols of ancient times. Thus, our God fulfills exactly what he prophesies. Our God is the one who accomplishes all things. Everything is under his control. May glory be given to the Father and the Lord. Amen.